So we're going to be waiting about another 25 minutes until our keynote speaker, Dr. Marion Feldman. In the meanwhile, let me show you some of the wonderful resources that SASA has to offer. Okay. So this is a SASA website. This is our homepage. And I'd like to go through the different projects that we have and the resources that we have available. First, I'm going to go to one of our main projects, the Archeo Gaming Education website. Archeo Gaming Education Project. Archeo Gaming itself is a relatively new discipline that looks at video games, usually commercial video games, that are for entertainment purposes, that are somehow historically connected, that have a historical setting. And it tries to understand these in terms of, and criticize them in terms of how they're representing different ancient pasts or more recent pasts. And at the same time, there's an educational component. So what SASA has done is we've taken this concept of using commercial video games that so many people are fascinated with, usually console video games, either on PlayStation or on Xbox. And we've started developing modules for educational settings. To date, we have developed 6 modules for middle school classrooms on a variety of different topics, and we're in the process of working on 2 more. So you can see this screen right here. There's a screenshot from our video that we have on YouTube, which you can go to understand how SASA's Archeo Gaming education modules work. They contain a whole set of things for teachers to use. Let me restart this video so you'll be able to see things better. Actually, why don't I just play the video right now for you? See if I can share the sound as well.
Can you introduce video games into your classroom? The Save Ancient Studies Alliance is proud to introduce you to our Archeo Gaming educational modules.
Nearly every teenager today plays video games in some form. According to the Pew Research Center, the number sits at around 90%. Usually, educators separate video games from education as purely entertainment. However, a great many studies support the idea that video games are a fantastic way to learn. Archeo Gaming is a project that seeks to help teachers introduce historical topics to students of all ages through video games. Currently, there are 4 modules available to all teachers for free. Each of them focuses on a particular time period and subject. In addition to short documentary videos, we provide helpful materials for planning and executing lessons in class, like student activities and teacher guidelines. Every module is narrated by a historical or mythical persona related to the time period of question. The AVLM modules have been made with the consultation and approval of various historical scholars, and all meet federal and state education requirements. Sign up for Archeo Gaming modules on our webpage, and also be sure to check out our social media to stay updated.
Okay, so that gave you a good overview of our Archeo Gaming education program. And in fact, we've just received a grant from the National Endowment for the Humanities to start creating these modules in a revised, upgraded form for undergraduate classes, the project will begin in September and is slated to run for 2 years. Now, next on our projects, we have our annual virtual conference where you've seen this one already. But in fact, we have 3 previous conferences, and you can go to this page and you can go see the past conferences and watch the cut up clips from the past conferences. In fact, this year's conference will also get cut up and the clips will be put up so that you can go see all of the presentations and just watch them. We also host online events quite regularly, as you've seen Lauren Kubash, who was on yesterday talking about this. We have book clubs online. These are all for free. Also, our Archeo Gaming education modules are for free for teachers and anyone else who wants to check them out. We have SASA Archeo Gaming live streams, and we have other events that go regularly. Please check out our events page that's over here on the website, and that gives you RSVP links to all of the upcoming classes and reading groups and other events that we have available. Next up, here's our reading groups and master classes, and you can actually go and look at past reading groups and master classes and look at their live syllabi to get information about those. We've recently started a continuing education program that focuses on supporting teachers in the United States and elsewhere. Teachers require annual or biannual recertification of their licenses, and a big piece of that is to show that they've done continuing education units, that they've continuing to learn about how to be good teachers and about different content. So for social studies teachers, whether in middle school or in high school, we've developed, we're in the process of developing, excuse me about that, sorry, we're in the process of developing a program that will engage that will present events, and for teachers in particular, networking events and continuing education live events for credit, and also resources that they'll be able to watch online. Most continuing education goes in the form of live in-person classes or online in-person classes or in asynchronous classes, and you'll be able to do those as well. So actually we have running this summer, we have 6 reading groups of our annual summer and winter reading groups. Well, 6 for this summer that are running and are specifically aimed at teachers. You can also sign up here. These are links to the 6 groups on the continuing education page. And there's a sign up here to receive emails and updates about our growing continuing education program. Now, another project that we have is our Inspire campaign. This is a campaign that runs each summer in which we create new social media posts to help reach people wide and far with topics related to ancient studies in ways that are really interesting and fascinating. We have a series of What's That Artifact posts. We have a series of ancient fanfic posts, even some ancient kitchen videos. You can also check that out on our YouTube channel, where we've had people recording themselves cooking different ancient recipes. Really fascinating. Another project we have is our Sociology of Ancient Studies research. We're trying to understand what's going on with ancient studies, particularly within higher education in the United States and across the world, but also at other educational levels. And you can come here and you can watch certain videos that the research that we have produced, as well as learning about other topics that we've worked on. We have an advisory board of top scholars in ancient studies and in ancient studies education who help guide our work. And we're looking forward to publishing articles about this in the future. In relation to that, there's also the SASA research blog that the SASA research team creates different posts about how we could potentially improve ancient studies and how to navigate different issues in connection with ancient studies. So here's a recent article on the negatives of artificial intelligence in education that somebody from our team has created. Now, moving on to our resources, we have a wonderful database of online ancient studies websites. These are from all different areas, fields that connect within ancient studies. You can send feedback and submit your own website for us to vet. There are about 1,400 websites listed, and we give a sort of overview of what each site's about. So the Acumanet, and you can scroll over and you learn about what Acumanet is about. It's about texts related to the ancient Achaemenid Persian Empire. While we have the China Biographical Database, which I'd never heard of before, and here it is sitting right here, a freely accessible relational database with biographical information on over 500,000 historical individuals, primarily through the 7th through 19th centuries in China. And here we have a great search tool that you can use. You can either do a basic search, or you can search by category. So let's say I'm interested in ancient music. I click right here, and I'll search for, let's say, if I'm interested in ancient Chinese music. That didn't work. We've only gotten Chinese things. Two really interesting websites. And of course, you click on any of these links, it'll take you straight to that website. Silk Road, Seattle, University of Washington. That sounds fascinating. The Silk Road is the trade and transport route overland between China and Iran through the deserts in Central Asia that operated in the first millennium BCE and in the first millennium CE and beyond. So this is a great resource here. We also have archaeological vocabulary guides that you can use if you're interested in fieldwork. These are translations into basic archaeological terms into a number of languages. We have intro guides, which are guides that help you start digging into different topics in the ancient world. They give you an overview of the topic and listings of the bibliography of the major works and tools, bibliographic tools and textual tools, grammars, vocabularies, dictionaries, things like that. So you can start doing self-study on your own. I really recommend you take a look at what we have here, and we're working on making more of those. We have our ancient fan fiction page, which consists of different stories that our wonderful interns and volunteers have written that relate. They're all fanfic, so they're historical fiction related to specific individuals or contexts in a whole host of different ancient cultures. They're really, really fascinating. I highly recommend some of them, the ones that I've read. Then we have Port Ancient. Port Ancient is our partner gallery, as Leon showed us yesterday. It's a listing of all of our partners. We have so many different partners. I'm just scrolling down through this now. I think we have over 60 partners of all different types. Some of them are YouTube channels. Some of them, By Jove, is a theater company that puts on ancient-related plays. The Asiatic Society for Social Science Research is a professional academic association in India. There are so many different people who are working on ancient studies in a whole host of ways, both in terms of outreach and in terms of scholarship. In the end, I think I would also like to, what else can we talk about here? I also want to point out the events page, as I said before, but just so that you know, there are upcoming events that you can go right here, right now, and you can learn more about the RSVP. We still have some summer reading groups that are ongoing, so you can check those out here and learn more about what they might be and sign up. And then, of course, we have our donate page. Just a plug for donating to SASA. SASA is mainly a volunteer-run organization. We have dozens and dozens of individuals who put a lot of their time and effort into making SASA a wonderful organization that's been growing for the last 4 years. We really would appreciate your support. If you have the money available, and if you find any of our offerings useful, engaging, just like this virtual conference, please come and donate. In fact, during this virtual conference, all those who donate can have access to an interesting event afterwards. Donate to play. Let me scroll down here. Oh, here is our PayPal button. But it's at the bottom of this virtual conference page, and you can see what you can get for donating. Any amount will get you access to our Pictionary night that's upcoming, and $500 or more gets you a personal meeting with me. If anybody's interested in that, I'm certainly would enjoy meeting with any of you and discussing ancient studies. So before I hand this over to our next presenter, I just want to point out our mission. Our mission is to promote the study of the ancient world and engagement with our human deeper pasts. By building a grassroots movement through outreach, collaboration, accessibility, and public scholarship, we work toward our goal of inspiring a wide, inclusive community of scholars, learners, and students. Thanks for listening, and I think I'm going to hand things back over to Manmeet so we can move on with our next presenter.